Hi guys, it's GWR speaking with the first review of Wagon Review Fortnight, and the first wagon is the Bachmann GWR Shunters Truck. Now these very interesting type of wagon weren't commonly seen on the main line as they were used in marshalling yards, hence them being called Shunters Trucks. Now Shunters Trucks were designed for the shunter. Not necessarily the locomotive is in the shunter, but the shunter is in the bloke that walked alongside the train and uncoupled, put all the brakes on the wagons, and basically, told if there were points in the yard that were operated by a lever beside the track, he would operate them. He'd have some tools that he carried around with him that he could use to apply the brakes on wagons and also couple up, sort of thing. And the thing is, these were used in big marshalling yards like Old Oak Common and stuff like that. And the thing is, those yards were massive, and walking around those yards, following an engine, arranging a train, would take extremely long times. It would also be extremely tiring carrying around the tools and all that. They could also, they could have got a lift in the cab of the loco, but the only problem with that was one, they had to carry the tools around. It was quite dangerous climbing in and out of a loco, sometimes whilst it was moving. But also the fact that some of the crews didn't like the shunters being in their cab because it's their engine, it's their cab, sort of thing. So the GWR came up with these really clever wagons, and basically what the wagon is just it's just a plain sort of flatbed design. They were totally built. They were built specifically for this purpose, but you can see there's plenty of handrails on. There's a runner board so that the shunter could hop on and off, and also there's a toolbox in the centre and plenty of space to put the poles and all that which we needed for braking and uncoupling, for braking and also coupling and uncoupling wagons. The shunters poles they called it, I believe. But anyway, this model is in BR Black, Loco Department livery. Reason for choosing this one is because Shunters Trucks are quite famous for having the name of the yard that they worked in on the side, like Old Oak Common on the side. Now I chose this one because it says Loco Department on it, which means it has no specific location, which means it's perfect for working on any of my layouts like Compton Key, Compton Martin, and of course the main layout. Let's have a look at the end. It's a standard wagon, Bachmann wagon box. As you see, the product code is 38678, and there it says GWR Shunters Truck, Loco Department, BR Black. Now, when I do these reviews, I because being the first wagon review of Wagon Review Fortnight, I'm not going to actually open up the box. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat there. That's better. Because basically the standard packaging inside is all the same, but this one does come with some accessories, so I'm going to make an exception for this wagon. There you go, open it up. As you can see, standard Bachmann packaging, although it's a bit smaller because this wagon is absolutely tiny. As you can see, there's quite a lot of detail on there already, but we'll get a closer a look at the detail when we actually put it on the track. But anyway, here's the accessories. And on the end here, it's attached on the end, not on the top, but you can probably see there, we've got a little bag, and we have the shunters poles, as you can see there. Those we use for sort of hooking out the chains between the wagons, so the shunter didn't have to climb under the wagon to sort of grab the chains, so he could just do it from out the side, because obviously in marshalling yards, wagons were moving about everywhere, so there's a chance you get caught underneath one of the wagons, so these poles were sort of used to catch the chains. There's some what looks like vacuum brakes in there. I'm not sure if I've seen any holes on the loco, on the wagon. It's on the underside. It's a bit strange. They're actually on the underside of the frame. But I'll probably have trouble finding that in the main part of the review again. But anyway, and then I'm not sure what those are. I think those are little forks that are attached to the side of the toolbox or something for holding the shunters poles. But there's also 2 lamps in there. So anyway, we'll get her on the track now and have a closer look. Right, here it is on the layout. Let's get a closer look at it. Now we'll start with the toolbox on top. As you can see underneath it, it says Loco Depot. Now some people have said that the T on the end looks like an I, but I can assure you that is a capital T with a line underneath it, basically, you know, shortening the word from the full depot to you know, like a short representation of the word, if that makes sense. But lots of people have been saying it looks sort of like I, but as you can just about see in this shot, I can dare zoom in any closer, there's actually a small separation line between the bottom of the T and that line that goes underneath it, you know, which means that the word's obviously been slightly shortened, but means the same thing, I presume. But I'm sure that was on the real thing. There we got the beautiful wood detail of the actual boards on the wagon. You can see they actually have picked out the timber. You can see the timber effect there. We come on these beautifully fine railings in the beautiful white paint. You know, so it's clear to hang on to. I suppose that, you know, obviously quite a lot of marshalling was done at night, so it make these wagons slightly more visible with the, you know, key details picked out in white, so the shunter could grab onto. Then we come on to the ends of the wagon, and you can probably see the lamp irons there, very finely separately fitted detail. We've also got the chain link coupling there. There are vacuum pipes, I think, in that kit that well, not the little kit. The is that a hole to the left? I can't really see from this angle. No, there isn't. But no, there isn't any vacuum pipes. But in that little accessory pack that came with it, so you got the. I think that's the brake handle there. I'm not sure because normal wagons have it going up the side there, but I think that's the brake handle there. Then we've got the running plate, well, the running board along the side. And above that you can see the actual chassis of the wagon, and you can clearly see the running number of the wagon, which is DW43960. And you've got M&E on there. Half of these, I honestly don't know what it means, some of these things, so if you know, please do tell me. But you can clearly see there's also rivet detail on there. The livery is just stunning. I just love this, you know, BR black livery on this wagon. Or department black, with the, you know, obviously the white handrails, which really stand out, and the cream text, or the cream, you know, all the numbers and running numbers on there. It is really, really stunning. Come on to the axle boxes. The axle boxes are extremely well detailed. I've also got some of the brake rigging underneath. It's amazing for such a small wagon. It is probably one of the smallest double scale wagons that I got, because obviously you can't compare it to N-gauge, but it is extremely short wheelbase compared to other wagons. If I had if there was a coal wagon that will be in the review later on, compared to it, the coal wagon is about that long compared to it, and coal wagons tend to be quite small. So this really does show how small this is. Well, I've got a comparison here. You know these sort of glue sticks? You used to find these in schools and stuff. You could pick them up at craft stores and stuff. I use this for obviously doing you know, paper mache stuff, but you know the average size. As you can see, it really is quite a small wagon. I should really have a coin in my pocket to really compare. That probably would have been better, but there we go. It does show how small it is. But what a superb little wagon, and Bachmann have done really, really well on this one. I just love the livery of it, as I've mentioned, and I'm sure we'll be seeing it on Compton Martin, coupled up to Chew Valley, my little industrial shunter on there, private owner shunter on there, and also on Compton Key, as it will come in very, very handy there. Now, as for the running video of Wagon Review Week, this being the first one, the running video will most likely be the last video. Well, it'll be an extra video on to the end. Oh, well, what am I saying Wagon Review Week? It's Wagon Review Fortnight, really, because, you know, review every 2 days. So, as I mentioned, there were 7 wagons, and then there'll be an 8th video on the end, which will be the running video. Now, obviously, the yard is out of action, so I'm going to actually have this running in the train with the wagons. Reason for this is, I'm sure in real life, obviously these probably weren't built on site at the marshalling yards, and they would have had to be transported some way to get to the yards, so most likely in a train of some sort. So one figure of doing is having the main freight rake and then having this coupled onto the back, as I'm sure this probably would have been a realistic movement. I'm not sure. So if anybody knows how they actually transported these around, you know, when they're not in yards, you know, from one yard to another, you know, say when they were being taken into a workshop and maintained and stuff, and they had to be, you know, transported somewhere else, please do tell me how they moved them. But what I'm thinking of doing is just coupling it onto the far back of the train, and basically just having it running at the rear behind the brake van. Whoops, I gave it away of one of the wagons, special wagons that will be coming up this week. But anyway, that's all for now. The next review will be coming soon. I'm not sure which one it will be, but I'm sure it'll be a bit of a surprise when it is. Well, when it does come up in 2 days. But anyway, that's all for now. So this is SDJR Son F88 speaking, and thanks for watching.